Good morning. Yesterday, Pastor Hale shared some verses from Isaiah chapter 42. And we're going to look again at Isaiah, but this time look at chapter 49. Now, I know it seems a little unusual in the middle of Holy Week to go back to some Old Testament verses in Isaiah, but we do this for a very specific reason. Isaiah is known as the suffering servant. Isaiah is he's ministering to the tribe of Israel. He's carrying out God's call on him to serve as a prophet to God's people, but he's struggling with his effectiveness. And so he has these verses where he becomes known as the suffering servant. God reminds him that what he's doing is for a purpose. These verses are also very prophetic because they point us to the coming of Jesus. And you can see as you read through Isaiah's verses that there's a direct parallel with Jesus. I want to share just one specific verse. This is Isaiah chapter 49, verse 6. God says to Isaiah, "It is too small a thing that you should be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the survivors of Israel. I will give you as a light to the nations, that my salvation may reach to the end of the earth." You see, Isaiah was struggling with what his effectiveness might be. And God reminds him that he's called him to do and to be more than what he can see right before him, but more is to come. His ministry will extend beyond what he can see. In fact, his ministry points us right to Jesus and the way Jesus will fulfill that call right there. Well, right here in the middle of Holy Week, I think about Jesus's journey. Think about his journey to the cross. I think about the ups and the downs that he experienced throughout Holy Week, the way that people cheered for him and then people cheered against him. I think about his humanity as he knew what was coming and he endured it. He kept walking toward the cross. It causes me to reflect on my journey, my calling, what I'm doing, the ups and downs that I experience as a Christian as I try to live my life for God. It's a reflective week for us in Holy Week. And I have two things specifically for you to consider. One is your journey drawing you closer to Jesus. And two, is your journey drawing others closer to Jesus? We don't always get things right, but it's a journey. And we have to be reminded that there are things happening beyond what we can see. And so we have to keep moving forward, keep trying to make a difference, knowing that God's plan extends beyond what's right in front of us. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you this week at a couple of our services.